Hello, I'm raw chef Yin, a vegan chef, author and TEDx speaker, and welcome to today's free online class on fermentation. I'm really glad that you're here to join me today. During this period, this interesting period, I thought I've been giving free online classes the past week, and I thought today I'll teach you how to make the sauerkraut from this red cabbage. So if you just tune in, do tell me if you can hear me loud and clear. Just state which country you're from. We've had a lot of people tuning in from the previous classes. We've had people from Malaysia, from Singapore, from Hong Kong, from the US, from the UK, from Barbados. So I would love to hear which country you're from. And later I will also talk a little bit of my other ferments as well. But I think what I'm going to do is, because I'll be doing a lot of chopping and cutting, and there's one point we'll need to let the cabbage, let the salt go into the cabbage. So I will talk more about all these other things later. Okay. Let's start. First thing that is very important is I need to make sure that my chopping board does not move around. So what I'm going to do is just put a wet cloth underneath it so it doesn't slip. Yeah. Okay, good. It's not moving anymore. And then we'll take the cabbage. Today I am using this red cabbage, or actually it's purple. It's funny because I always called it a purple cabbage, and then I read somewhere people said like, oh, this is actually a red cabbage, it's not purple. So anyway, purple cabbage, red cabbage, minor detail. We're going to make sauerkraut, which is good for your gut, which is delicious, which has loads of probiotics, live probiotics, which is extremely important for this session. And I'm going to show you 2 simple ingredients, and then after that I'm going to show you some add-ons as well that you can use if you want to. But if you don't want to, all you need to use is a cabbage and pink Himalayan salt, or any kind of salt actually. Yeah, alright. So, if you don't want to use a pink cabbage, you can always use any other colored cabbage. What I'm doing is I'm just going to cut off, the base, and then, okay, be very careful with your fingers when you cut this. I should have cut it like, I should have cut it more, not at an angle so it won't go. Okay, so let me just use this one, I suppose. I'm going to cut it into quarters. Yeah. Hi, Asamat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the core. Maybe I'll use my other knife. It's just that I'm always very afraid of spoiling my ceramic knives when I cut all these hard things. Yeah. This doesn't really have a core because I think I cut it off here already. Anyway, that's that. Joycelyn, yep. Thanks for joining. Okay, here it is. Yeah, it's more of here. Okay, so let's cut this out. Okay, good. Okay, so don't throw all this away. I will show you what you're going to do with it later. It comes into use. Oh, the other thing that I didn't mention is, before you cut up your cabbage, just set aside a few cabbage leaves, 2 to 3. So I've set aside 3. And again, stay till the end and I will explain to you why we need to use this as well. Yeah. So now that you've cut it, we will just slice this. Okay, so some of you might ask me like, how thinly should we slice it? I am doing about, I think, a quarter inch, but you can do it thicker or thinner, really up to you. Wow, we have 28 people there. This is awesome. I think this is the most that I've had. Yeah, I'm going to slice mine very thinly just because I like mine to be really thin. But if you want yours to be thicker, you can do so as well. The knife needs sharpening. Remember to work with a very sharp knife. The other thing you could do is actually get a grater and grate it for the greater good. No, you could. Okay, let me get my box grater. So, the alternative, what some people do is they take a grater and grate it. But I actually just like cutting it into strips. So you could do this as well if you want to. Actually, to be really honest, nowadays I'm quite lazy. I have my Thermomix. I just put it in the Thermomix and it cuts up, and then after that I actually get the Thermomix to massage it as well. So, but I know like not everybody who is watching has a Thermomix, so I'm just going to show you how to make it with just a knife and a chopping board actually. Yeah, so now that I've grated it, today I think I'm just going to use half of the cabbage because I want to use the other half for to make other stuff as well. But you can obviously use the whole cabbage if you like. Okay, I am, yeah. So if you guys have any questions, just leave it in the comments below. I will stop from time to time and look at your questions and answer them. But right now I just want to cut this all up so that we can get it ready for the thing, for the yeah. So the last bits I'm just doing it slowly and not, yeah. I just want to make sure I don't cut my fingers. Mustn't say that on air, right? Choi, right? So, okay. My fingers will be intact. Okay, here we go. Alright, so next, what you want to do is, okay, this is the core. I'm just going to cut this one up. Okay, next, what you want to do is, I usually use a glass bowl because the glass bowl is non-reactive. You can use, sometimes I also use like a food grade bowl as well, which is, I want to say food grade plastic. Food grade plastic? Yeah, food grade plastic bowl. Sometimes I use that as well. But today I'm just going to use a glass bowl so you can actually see what I'm doing. So I'm just putting it into the bowl, and usually I pour it right in, but try to see if I can show you guys how to do it. Elsie, hello chef. Hello Elsie. Thanks for joining. Alright. What I should have most probably done was like put in a bit of salt and then put in more cabbage and put in a bit of salt and put in more cabbage, but it's okay. This is done. I wonder if you put it higher you can see more. I wonder. What do you think? Okay, let me test this. Is it better here? Or is it better without the chopping board? Can you guys comment and let me know whether with or without the chopping board is better? I'll wait for that. And then in the meantime, the second ingredient that you need is salt. Today I am using Zenzin gave me simply and natural Himalayan rock salt. To me, it's like as long as you use any kind of organic natural salt is good. Yeah, but usually I use the Himalayan. Good with chopping board, I think. Oh, okay. So we will do that. Okay. Let me put in the salt and then I'll talk a bit more. Right. Okay, I'm just going to put in 1 tablespoon, but I won't put in all yet. What I want to actually, I can agak-agak lah. Okay. What I'm going to do right now is actually just leave it, and I'm just going to mix it up first. Mix it up first and leave it. I'm not going to massage it yet with chopping board. Oh, okay. Alright. Let me do that then. Let me add back the chopping board. There you go. Let's put the cloth. Let's put the chocolate down. Okay, here you go. So I'm just gonna move it around, just toss it around so that the cabbage is covered by the salt. And then after that, I'm gonna talk about like how much salt to add as well, because if you go for fermentation classes or if you read fermentation books, some of them are actually quite scientific. They will ask you to weigh the cabbage and they ask you to weigh the salt, and then they will tell you like, oh, there needs to be this certain percentage and all that. That's actually a very good way. However, there are 2 things about it. Number one is like, it's just very tedious, and like if we're in Malaysia, it's like, or Singapore, we say it's very leceh. And I never like to do that because I don't like to count maths, and I'm going like 0 point, don't know how many percentage and all that. And then yeah, and also because different salts have different salty levels, saltiness, right? So you see, like I have this black Himalayan pink salt, I have this onion salt, I have, this peppery Chantel salt, and then I have this Himalayan pink salt. So different salts all have different salty flavors, so I don't know, like this, I usually don't. So what I do is I follow Sander Kat's recipe where he says basically you salt it as much until like when you taste it, it's just slightly saltier than what you want it to be. You don't want it to be too salty, you can never eat this. But you want it to be just slightly salty. And also, okay, why are we adding salt? Because we want to keep out the bad bacteria. This fermentation is going to happen under, I think, anaerobic situation where there's no oxygen. And so you don't want to have like bad bacteria going in and creating like loads of mold and all that. So the salt will keep the bad bacteria out and leave the good bacteria in to ferment it really, really nicely. Yeah, so that's one. We're still waiting for the salt to go in, so it's actually easier to massage. So I wanted to show you some of the other ferments that I am doing, but before that, let me say hello to all of you. Yay! Hey, Angelina, hello, good to see you. Are you in Penang? Chris Lim, hello. Natalie, hello. How is it in Perth? Vivian, hello. Okay, I wanted to show you some interesting things that I've been making. This is my lacto-fermented belimbing bulo. which is, if you watch my Instagram stories, I am on Instagram, instagram.com/rawchefyin. You will always see me putting this in almost every day in my dishes. You can get the recipe in my book, Fun with Ferments. This is my fermented, this is called what? Preserved lemons, which I made like many months ago, because when I was trying, this one I think I made since last year, and because it's called preserved, it's still preserved, and it's really good in like salads, or you cut, I just take this out and cut in little slivers of it and then put it into my dishes to create like really additional good flavors and tastes. This is my kimchi. I love kimchi. So this one again, you can get it in my ebook, Fun with Ferments. I have a very exciting thing to tell you guys about the book, but let me show you all my ferments first. And this is the katdugi. So I did a Facebook live a few days ago on how to make this katdugi. It's a cubed radish kimchi. So this is a Korean ferment. So go check it out. I know some of you attended that free online class as well, so you can go and check it out. Maybe Samad can put the video of the link to this, the link of the video to this in the comments, so you guys can click on it and put it out. And then I have this. This is noni. I'm quite lucky because I live in a neighborhood where there are like 2 noni trees and nobody wants to eat them because they're really smelly and stinky. But I ferment them because noni fruit is actually really high in antioxidants. And when I used to be suffering from eczema, people told me that I need to drink the juice. So I don't know whether you can see or not, the juice here. Yeah. And you know, like, if you go to KL, right, 1 bottle of noni is like 80-90 ringgit, okay? This one I get like for free. So, yeah. And if you buy my ebook, Fun with Ferments, I actually explain how you ferment it and also how you take it. Because when you ferment it, you open, it's like, ooh, you know, it smells like really strange. But there, I have a recipe inside to teach you how to let you be able to drink it in like a really nice manner. So yeah, that's that. Yeah, I'm like fermentation queen, right? This is my ginger bark to make natural ginger ale. So if I take it, you can see the, ooh, it's still bubbling. Can you see the bubbles? Yeah, the bubbles are there. Yeah. So these are just some of the ferments in, well, how many do we have? One belimbing bulos 1, lemons 1, kimchi is 1, katdugi is another 1, 4, 5 is the noni, and 6 is this. And then this will be the 7th thing fermenting. I also have one more thing fermenting here as well. Ching ching ching! Tempeh! I made this yesterday as well. So yeah, lots of stuff going on in my kitchen. And if you're wondering why, because it's really good for digestion, it's really good for your immune system, which is really important right now. It's really good for your gut health. And it tastes so good. In fact, right, it actually becomes very addictive, and yeah, and becomes very addictive. And then it's like I look forward to eating everything, the fermented food every day. And actually, it is recommended that you have some kind of fermented food with every single meal. So even breakfast, apparently. So breakfast, lunch, dinner. So breakfast, if I'm not intermittent fasting, then I have some kind of yogurt. Recipe is also in my ebook. But if not, then I wanted to show you the ebook actually. Yeah, this is the Fun with Ferments ebook. Yeah. So there's cabbage kimchi. There's katdugi. Can you guys see the pictures? Katdugi. There is coconut yogurt. There's Indian style sauerkraut. There's tempoyak. There's pure. Ooh, let me try. I always have this problem when I'm trying to show you guys the pictures. Like the fermented cherry tomatoes. Okay, let me hold it at this angle. So this is the belimbing bulo. This is the lactose fermented belimbing bulo. This is the coconut water kefir. Mango banana noni smoothie. So that's the one with the noni juice. There's also a coconut yogurt parfait. There's also a cucumber raita, which is dairy-free. A radish green pesto, because after you make your kimchi, then you use the radish greens. There's also a mango and Malaysian herbs dressing. This one, I know one of the cancer patients actually bought it from me because her doctor told her that she needs to go raw. Yeah, so that's my fun with Ferments ebook. And the announcement that I wanted to make was hold on, let me get the name correct. So, hey, where is it? It won an award. So initially, the Fun with Ferments ebook is the award winner for fermentation category in Malaysia. But now, now in the world category, like the best world category or something like that, it won an award for it's number 3, best in the world for number 3. Yeah. So yeah, remember to get it. It's only $7 It's the cheapest amongst all my books. The other books are $10 $11 and then what, $12.99 or $13.99 or something like that. So yeah, that's the cheapest one. So yeah, the us has left the link there below, so you guys can get that. Okay, so enough talking about the ferments. We are going to, I think this has set long enough, right? Oh, I also want to talk about containers. What I'm just saying, wow, congrats, yeah. You know what? I think there was a question. Let me check what the question was. Tessa, hi Tessa, good to see you. Screen is very bright, but now it's better. Ah, Dr. Vaiti, thanks for joining. So everybody say hi to Dr. Vaiti. He is a vegan doctor, and it's very hard to find vegan doctors in Malaysia, although I'm hoping that there will be more. So thank you so much for joining. And let me see. Salai, hi. Okay. Salai is one of my students. Catherine Tan, where can you buy belimbing bulo in KL? Catherine, I actually pluck it from the tree that is near the playground where I live. There are 2 trees, I think. No, 3 trees. Yeah, I'm actually very lucky. Yeah, there's all these things like growing there. Last time when I used to live in PJ, my neighbor grew it, so I got it from there. But you can try the Taman Tun market. There is a Malay stall there because it's used a lot in Malay cooking. So you can try that. If not, maybe Chowkit market. But I'm not sure whether I've seen it sold in like, sometimes Jaya Grocer, they have a portion that says like local fruits and local stuff and all that. So that might be possible as well. Yeah. If you don't have belimbing bulo, you could replace with my condo actually has a tree with like jambu, the pink jambu aye. You could actually do something similar as well with the jambu aye, but you need to cut it up lah. Belimbing, you just like poke it only. Yeah, so it's the same concept. Yeah. Okay, cool. I think I've said hi to everyone and answered everyone. Okay, now let's get to fermentation containers. So I've used a lot of containers. I've just used like normal jars, and then I started using like things like these mason jars. But now I'm using this. Okay, the reason if you read the books, right, they tell you can just use this and cover with a cloth. Not in Malaysia and not in Singapore. You get like mold growing and all that. It's really bad. Okay, I'd be like, oh, why you say can but cannot? So what I do is I make it in this, and then I transfer it into this and put it in the fridge. So I've written the brand in. Did I leave the brand? I'm not sure whether I left the brand in the comments, but maybe you can put the link to this particular brand. It's called Fido Brio. I never know how to pronounce it. Wait, I know. I actually opened up the thing for you guys to see. So hold on, let me show you that. Ah, here it is. awesome possum. Let me flip this around. Okay, here you go. This is the brand, and I don't know how to pronounce it because I'm Malaysian. I don't know how to pronounce it. Bormioli Rocco. But yeah, this is a Fido jar. They have different sizes, and it's leak proof. But Fido storage jar. Yeah. Thanks us for putting the link. Okay, so this is the one that I am using, but this is the brand. All right. Okay. And the reason why I'm using this is because this one has a rubber gasket, right? So this rubber gasket, when you put it on, okay, let me just put it on. When you put it on and you seal it, it creates a nice seal where it doesn't let any oxygen go in, but apparently because it's rubber, it can let the carbon dioxide slowly seep out as well. So I've been using this for like years and years, and I have like loads of jars as well. So this for me has worked the best. Some people use crock jars as well, but crock is a bit expensive lah, so I don't. So this is the container I'm using. Okay, now let's look at how our cabbage is doing. Can I put this here? No, I will block it. Okay. Let's see how our cabbage is doing. Yeah, so you can already see. I don't think you guys can see lah, but you know, it's already getting wet. So what the salt does, it actually draws out the brine. Yeah, it draws out the liquid from the cabbage, so it becomes a brine. So what you can see me doing now is massaging it. Some people like doing this because it's really therapeutic. For me, I'm like, let me just put this in my Thermomix and put it on the reverse thing, and then my Thermomix will help me massage it itself. But some people find it therapeutic. Some people watch YouTube videos while doing it. You could most probably sing a song as well. I'm gonna go like, let me sing a song, but then let me sing one of Asamat songs. That's his song, Serendipity in Serenda. I think that's like the only song that actually has lyrics, and I cannot remember the lyrics, so I can't sing it. Okay, Angeline, there are some bottles like that, so in IKEA, is that okay? Okay, that's a really good question. I haven't used the IKEA bottles. Yes, the IKEA has the jars. I haven't used that because I have heard from people that when you use the ones in IKEA, it doesn't seal very well, and mold grows on top, like the bad mold grows on top. So I've been told not to use it, so I've never tried. So I never got it, yeah. My suggestion is, because it's a good investment. So like one jar is I can't remember, most probably like 19 ringgit or something like that. But you're going to be using it all as well to make this awesome food. Good for your gut health, good for your immune system. Also nutrients here, because this fermentation also sometimes it introduces like nutrients which might not be bioavailable in your body, or it helps with digestion as well, because like this one, right, if I'm not mistaken, increases more vitamin C as well. The vitamin C becomes more bioavailable. So I would suggest that you invest, if you can afford it, you invest in better jars, because you're going to be using it for a long time. It's not like you're going to just use it once, right? So yeah. Li Ming Liu, thanks for joining. Good to see a lot of my students here. I finally remembered to tell you guys about the class. I usually just put it on Facebook now. Yeah, okay. So I can see like, oh, let me see if I can do this. Let's see if I can squeeze out water. Can you see it? Yeah, so the brine is there. I can actually squeeze it out. You know what? Let me squeeze it into the jar and then show you the jar. Then you can see it. Okay. So people usually massage for maybe like 10-20 minutes depending. There, a bit. There we go. Ooh. Can you see it in the jar? There? There you can see the purple liquid. Yeah, that's the brine. Yeah. So, okay, I'm not gonna massage it any longer. Because I'm getting tired. What some people actually do, they just leave it as well. I've read one article where when I first started making, they just kind of left it for the next 12 hours with a weight on it, and the cabbage will continue to wilt and the brine will continue to come out. Because what I want to do now is also flavor more. So you know what, this one, just the cabbage and the salt is good enough, but I want to add in more stuff to make it even more interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in, this is some black pepper. It's just that I ground it up because it was in full one, so I wanted to grind it up. And then I also put in a bit of cardamom as well. This is pelaga. So I ground it up, so I'm going to put that in. This is going to be like an Indian style one because I love Indian spices. Oops, sorry about that sound. That was loud. And then I'm also going to put in some mustard seeds. You know what, I should taste this a bit first to see whether it's salty enough or not. Maybe a little bit more salt. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to put in some mustard seeds. I love this, it feels like curry. And then, to make this even more super duper awesome, yeah, Zenzin gave me this premium grade organic coarse cut lakadong dried turmeric. I've run out of my fresh turmeric, and then Tesco delivery. I ordered fresh turmeric and it didn't arrive, as in like they didn't have it, so I'm just going to put some dried ones inside. Which is also why I have the black salt inside, because if you want the black, not black salt, the black pepper. So black pepper, if you want the full benefits of your turmeric, always eat it together with the black pepper. Yeah, then that's how you get the maximum benefits. Something about it crossing the bloodstream or something like that. Okay, I need to get like the exact reasons why. All I know is like, you have turmeric, you need to have black pepper. Then it will be better. Yeah. Right, so okay, I've mixed that all in. Wow, now it smells really good. Yeah. So this is like Asian sauerkraut, because I'm Asian, right? Okay, so now what we're gonna do is just fill it up. Actually, you know what? Let me answer one or two questions. What is the name of your jar again? Your hand was shaking, so couldn't see clearly. Oh, okay. Someone has replied already. Okay, cool. BB on, how long in the Thermomix? BB, I usually put it for 15 minutes in the Thermomix on reverse speed. Reverse usually maybe 4 or 5, depending on how to let it, whether it can move or not lah. Yeah. Okay. This is the secret tip. Yeah, that's the secret tip. Okay. Hi. Can I use normal ginger? Yes, you can. Yep. I've made sauerkraut and I put like ginger slices as well. That's also really good and really, really tasty. Okay, so when you pack it in, right? Oh, there's not enough. Not a lot. you want to pack it all the way down, and what you want to do is you want to keep pushing it in, because you don't want to have any air pockets. Yeah. I might have used a jar which is too big, because I was looking for my smaller jar and I couldn't find it. But anyway, it's okay. I will, yeah, I'll tell you what we can do. Or maybe I might make a bit more from here and just put it all the way in. Yeah. So when you pack it down, let me see. You should be able to see the brine rising as well. So it should be submerged under the liquid. Yeah. Okay, let's use the spatula. Okay. Alright, so pack it really tightly in. And then, now what you're gonna do, hopefully it gets like, the brine's here, right? Usually the brine will come up, and so you make sure that the cabbage is submerged under it. If you want, and you can, but depending, some fermentation gurus don't approve of it, and some people do, and that's what I used to do. If there's not enough brine, I actually add in more brine. I make a solution with 1 cup of filtered water. Make sure it's filtered, because if you use just normal tap water, there's chlorine in it, it'll kill the bacteria, and then you can't ferment. So 1 cup of filtered water together with 1 tablespoon of the Himalayan pink salt. You can mix it all up and you pour it in. But today I'm not going to do that, because I think I'm just going to wait till the end of the day and see whether the brine comes up, because sometimes the end brine comes up as well. Then what I'm going to do is remember I asked you to set aside the cabbage leaves? Yeah. I'm going to use the cabbage leaves, and so the cabbage leaves is going to make sure that the rest of the other cabbage, the shredded cabbage, is not it doesn't come up. So actually I'm supposed to tuck it in, but yeah, I'm going to tuck it in so it covers it. Sometimes I'm not very good at tucking it in, but so far it's okay. Yeah, okay, good. I have a 3rd level. Yeah, okay. So you should put it on this way, and then put it inside so that tucks it in. And then remember all these cores, I actually asked you to, I should put it here to put it inside here so that it stays, it keeps the cabbage leaves down. The other thing you can do, if it's if your jar is still not full, you could use I sometimes just use a shot glass. Let me show you how I do that. Just use a shot glass and put it in. But wait, I'll take all that out then. Sometimes I'll do that. Yeah, I'll use a shot glass and just put it in, and then I cover it. Yeah. Or sometimes I use actually they do sell weights. Yeah, weights for you to weigh it down. But then you have to buy extra stuff. So I'm just using whatever I have at home. These are lead-free lead-free sauces that I use, and I also just like put it in and make it go down. Yeah, so that's what you do. And then, but today I think I'll just put this. This should be okay. Yeah, I'll check on it later. And then what you need to do is you just leave this, keep this in a dark, well, okay, away from sunlight. So it doesn't have to be like super dark or anything like that. I usually just kind of put it in the corner of my kitchen counter. What you should also do is write the date on top. Yeah, so that you know when you ferment it. So just write it on a piece of paper, stick it here, so you know when you start fermenting it. Okay, how long should you ferment, right? Depending, I think it depends on your taste as well. Some people ferment after 4 days and they're quite happy to use it. Some people say like, oh, it's not sauerkraut unless you ferment it for 12 weeks or 2 months or something like that. So I like my stuff very fermented. Sometimes it depends on how many things I have going on. So sometimes I ferment it for 1 month. Sometimes after a week, it's already good enough. One of my teachers said like 4 days is fine as well. So I suggest you try it out and see what you like, yeah? Okay, so that's how you make red cabbage sauerkraut. Okay, Judy Chua. Judy, you came in later, right? Because I did say you can use white cabbage. You have to come in on time. If not, I already answered all your questions. Then you have to watch the replay. Then you know. Sorry, missed the earlier part. Tessa, wash the cabbage before cutting them. Ah, yes. I just washed it in normal water, that's all. Because some people were telling me like don't put it in veggie wash because then it already kills all the bacteria, then you cannot, you know, there won't be any bacteria to ferment. So I just wash it in normal filtered water. And so far it's worked, yeah. I like the size of your jar, chef, yeah. Okay, alright, so I think that's basically it. What can you eat it with? I usually eat it with my salads. I eat it with I eat it with my quinoa. I eat it with sandwiches. Yeah, sandwiches are really nice. Yeah, and then I throw it in with anything lah. Like I'm having some rice thing and I just put it in as well. Eat it raw. Don't cook it because if not, you kill all your. The heat will destroy the probiotics. Then the flavor will still taste really nice. But you know, if you want the health benefits, then eat it raw. Yeah, so that's what it is. I just want to make an announcement. By popular demand, I have been requested to do an online tempeh workshop. I initially wanted to do like a very like, you know, like professional production and get cameras and different angles and all that. But then now that we have our movement control order, which I don't know when will actually end, and also a lot of you are like at home now, so you actually have time to make it. I've decided, and a lot of you was, someone said, Paulina, she said, you know, content over style. So she doesn't mind me doing a workshop like this. It's going to be like this, yeah, in this kind of setting as well. So this is, the tempeh one is going to take place on Saturday Malaysian time, 11th of April at 11 in the morning. And I will put up the registration details. Hopefully by tonight I can set up the registration page and the payment page and all that. So if you guys are interested in taking the tempeh class, just comment in the comments here, put yay tempeh, or just put tempeh lah if you're not, if it doesn't evoke your yays and all that. And then I will reply back to you on the registration link later, hopefully tonight. Yeah, LC, yes, tempeh workshop, yeah, cool. Okay, LC, can I try it halfway and continue to ferment it some more? You can. That's what the books say, and that's what the teachers say. They said like, you know, you just try it a bit, and then, you know, if it's not strong enough, you let it ferment. I've done that. The only problem is the moment I open this up and I eat it a bit, and because we live in Malaysian weather, it starts growing more and it starts spoiling. So what you could do is like after 4 days, you know, you could try it, and then if you feel like it still needs to be fermented, you can put it in the fridge. It will slowly ferment. Try and look like maybe the warmest spot in your fridge. Yeah, the warmest spot usually further up. The cold spots are further down. Well, it depends on how your fridge is. Yeah, but that's what happens for me lah. Like the coldest is further down. So yeah, the books say you can try and then just leave it back in room temperature. Except the books, when they say room temperature, is not Malaysian room temperature. It's like, you know, European room temperature or US room temperature, and that's like, for them it's like 20 degrees Celsius is room temperature or 18 degrees Celsius. You know, whereas for us it's like 28 degrees Celsius or 30 if you don't have aircon and all that, right? So because I did that and then I got a lot of moles, so I would suggest that you could try. Sometimes I do that as well. I try a bit and then I'm like, okay, it can slowly ferment in the fridge because this will last for a long time. I want to say forever, but no lah, not forever lah. But I've heard of people like eating kimchi like for 3 years. Mine doesn't last that long. Mine, I think I've kept like maybe 3 months in the fridge. But because I eat it every day, so it will never last that long. But the longest has lasted. So yeah, that's the thing. It's already, let me see, what time is it? I will need to end soon only because my phone starts heating up and I don't want this to like, you know, die. So I'm going to end now because I don't see any more questions. I think I've replied all the questions. If I do not reply you, I will, yeah. Can I try? Yeah. Wait. Natalie, can we eat along those stems and cabbage leaves on top after fermentation done or throw it away? Okay, Natalie, good question. Usually, the teachers will say throw that away. I would say it depends. You look at the leaves, sometimes the leaves will turn like black and icky and mushy, then definitely throw it away. But if you look at the leaves and it looks actually quite nice, and then you just taste it a little bit. If it tastes like, you know, it's good fermented food, you can eat it. A lot of times, I just eat it. But if it tastes very weird, then throw it away. So you basically have the eye test. Actually, for fermented foods, they tell you this. This is the test. Eye, sniff, and taste. So you look at it. If it looks great, then you sniff it. Then if it continues smelling great, then you taste it. And if it tastes great, go ahead and eat it. But if it looks like, oh, you know, there's this, like, you know, like hairy stuff growing on it, like, wow, okay, that's really bad. Throw it out. And if it looks okay, but you smell it and go like, wow, I can't, no, you know, then don't eat it. Or if it looks good, like, okay, what? Then you smell, okay, what? But you eat it, it's like, oh my god. Then you don't. If you make a lot of fermented foods, you get used to it as well. You kind of know like what's a good ferment and what's like a spoiled ferment. Now my ferments never spoil anymore. When I first started in 2015, yeah, I had a lot of spoiled ferments, but now it's like I know what to do. I know exactly what to do. I know how much salt to put in. I know how long to ferment. I do not just leave it with a cover of a cloth. Cloth does not help. I don't use this anymore. I use this one, and I spend money on a glass jar, like 20, 30 ringgit, 40 ringgit on a glass jar. But then that will make sure that your vegetables that you made so lovingly and with so much hard work and massaging and all that preserves it well. So yeah, I think it's money well spent. All right, thanks. Okay. Okay. I think we have covered everything. And Angelina, thanks for the lesson. I'm going to get your ebook ASAP. Yay! Thank you. Those who bought my ebook, high five! I know Tessa bought my ebook. High five! Give you a virtual high five. Yeah. And thank you so much for watching this. I have a lot of, because I've been doing Facebook Live sessions this whole week. So you can go to my Facebook video site and go and watch all those free lessons. Like I said, I need to start charging because like no money because no in-person live workshops. So I will start charging for my workshops very soon. But at the moment, you can enjoy these free ones. Okay. All right then. So may you be well and may you stay safe. And so chef, my first time making may not be a success. That's the other thing I want to tell you. Because this is an organic thing and it's not made in a factory and it's not commercially made, the first time you make it, it might not be a success. Don't panic, because I don't know why people always think like, oh, I made already, it's supposed to be like super awesome straight away. No, I mean, like I always say, right, if you play guitar, right, you take one lesson already, you can't be like you can't be like a virtuoso guitarist. So it's the same thing. You attend like one online class, right, on fermentation. It doesn't mean you're going to be like a virtuoso on making this. I mean, I made this for like, 4 or 5 years before I like get like, ooh, my perfect ones, and I can teach everybody. So yeah, don't be discouraged. Try again. Make sure your jars are clean. Some teachers say you need to sterilize it. Some teachers say you don't. I don't. I just make sure that I wash it with, my non-toxic soap and water and air dry it. Yeah. So that's what it is. Yeah. So but yeah, I wish you all the success in making your fermented foods and your sauerkraut, and I will see you in the next video. Stay safe and be well. Bye. Judy Chow, you're welcome. You're gonna get an ebook. Yay! High five! Alright, bye-bye.